Hello everyone. So, gonna do a little bit of a different kind of video today. I actually just wanted to be really real with you. Not that I'm not real, you know what I mean, but I wanted to share something more personal, I guess, with you. And yeah, I can actually feel like, oh, I feel a little bit of nerves, but I think this felt really important to talk about because it feels like a collective thing and not just a personal thing, and therefore feels important to share. So, something that has really come up for me is the struggle that I'm having to show up online at the moment. So, obviously, not everyone does what I do. Not everyone's even online. So, I don't think it's like specific that other people are going through exactly this. But what I'm picking up on is that there is at the moment a collective energy I'm seeing of people being either really burned out, exhausted, tired, and actually even deeper than that, it's like almost specific or accurate than that. It's that our capacity for things change over time. So ever since I started doing this YouTube videos, I've actually found it really easy to show up. This is the first time since I've started doing it that I have felt like a bit stuck. Like, maybe stuck's not quite the word, but felt a little like resistance to doing it. Some things just felt like I've sort of sat down and gone to do it and then just been like, no, it just doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel right somehow. And I'm sharing this with you as I'm going through it, so it's sort of tricky, and I'll do my best to communicate this. I've called on Mercury to help me communicate. But yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a free-flowing kind of video, and I just want to have a chat about this because it feels like, let me come back to the central point, that yeah, there is something at the moment that if you're feeling like it's hard to show up for the things that you usually show up for. So whether that's your creativity, your business, your family, like, I don't know, something that you normally do that isn't actually normally difficult for you to show up for, and now you're feeling that it's harder to do, then you're not alone. I honestly feel like that is the main thing I wanted to say here, is that it's not just you. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Like, this has been really hard for me because it's not so much like a lack of desire or I can't be bothered, but there's like an issue of capacity. Like, the thing that keeps coming to me at the moment is like capacity, like how our capacity for things shift over time and how this is really normal. Now, if you're anything like me, which you might be because you're watching this, you might find that kind of hard, because if you're used to being someone who is actually able to show up for stuff, like, I'm pretty good with discipline, generally speaking. I'm good at showing up. I'm good at doing the thing. But actually what I keep getting as well is that there is something about surrender here. There is something about being more receptive, not being so in that yang energy, that pushing energy, that hustling energy, right? And I honestly feel like that has been a space I've been in for a while. And to some degree, I think that's completely fine, right? That's completely necessary. And I was enjoying it. I have a lot of yang energy in my chart. This is totally fine. It's not to say that you shouldn't ever be like that, right? But there is also this very yin side that I feel is trying to come out, that's like more receptive, more not so much doing, but more being and trusting that space. And something that is so funny, like looking back now, because as some of you already know, I channel messages for myself every day. And something that keeps showing up, let me see if I can get it actually. Yeah, so even today, it is safe to slow down. Like, that's one of the messages. Yesterday, the first thing I wrote, the space is safe. Don't rush to the next thing. Trust the space. And it's so much. And then I pulled the Hermit card, and it's so. And obviously we're on Virgo season, which is the Hermit, right? I feel like there's more here. Hang on. Yeah, it's time to go inward to get more balance, time for reflection. But the thing here is about trusting it, because again, if you're someone that is used to showing up and just doing the thing, and there's something in you is really resisting and pushing back on that, that can feel, I know I felt nervous in that space, because it's like I'm used to being able to do it, and it's like, well, what does this mean? And like, I think we're in a culture that really encourages us to like, well, you have to be consistent and be the same and be, always showing up all the time. And the thing about that is that that's a very masculine energy, right? That is the yang. That is like not respecting cycles. It is not about trusting the seasons that you're in, right? And obviously here we talk all about the different seasons, and it is now a season of things shifting. So I guess like if I had to sort of summarize that, it'd be like, if you're feeling that seasonal shift in you and it's making you a bit nervous, A, you're not alone, and B, it is about trusting this shift rather than going into fear and trying to like force yourself to be in the space that you were in, that you perhaps felt more comfortable, and allowing yourself to grow into this new space, into doing things differently. Like, this isn't a video I would normally do, right? But there was something in me that was like, it's not like, I went to sit down and do like the week ahead reading, and it was just like, no, it's not the thing to do right now. It's not the medicine that people need. And I feel like the medicine is like honesty, showing like the vulnerability. Because one of the things that came up around this for me as well is like the reason I didn't want to talk about it, and I was like, I don't want to not show up and then not tell anyone, right? That I'm just not here. But it was because shame was present of like, you should be able to do this. Like, this is what you have to do as an online business like, what am I trying to say? Like, online business sort of space is very much about this consistency and showing up and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, yes, and like, I'm not in that space right now, and that's okay. And that's the thing, that if this is resonating for you at all and you're feeling this as well, trust it, know that it's okay, and like push back on the narrative that we have to be on and the same all of the time, because the reality is we are constantly in change, we are constantly in motion, things are always shifting. Just because I'm in this space right now doesn't mean I'm going to stay in this space forever, right? And likewise for you, if this is resonating for you, if you're struggling to show up in the normal ways, the things that you normally do, and you're just like, I don't feel like that's the right thing right now, and that's completely okay. I feel like I want to pull some cards in it. I did get them out, so let's see. For those, let's think about the message. So yeah, for those who are struggling to show up, what are the messages that want to come through? Yes, I'll show you in a second. Oh my god, this is so funny. Okay, one more please. I love this so much. What's the message that wants to come through right now, please, for those watching? Yes. Okay, so we have the Empress. I love this. This is Venus's card. Venus is receptive. Venus, like, it's so everything we've just been talking about. Like, it's all about that receptivity right now, about receiving, about being magnetic, trusting the feminine way, right? Because, I mean, look, like, it's the most feminine card of all of the cards, really, or certainly one of. And also, like, what it's making me think of is that she is often about birthing the new, right? So, like, you may be coming out of a phase, or sort of shifting seasons, and actually Virgo is about being mutable, about changing, about coming from summer to autumn, things going into a different space now, and that means things are going to be changing up, things are going to be, you're going to be doing things differently. And like, what it's making me think of here is like, this is such a fertile card. Like she's holding what would be like a baby here, if that makes sense. There's a little space there for a baby. There's also little babies here at the bottom of this card, and it's like, in order for that to be birthed into the new, we have to do things differently. We have to create space, and we have to also trust that it wants to, how am I trying to put this? Like, if you think about women actually giving birth, she's not trying to push and hustle to make a baby, right? The baby is just doing its thing. She is the vessel for holding a baby. She's not actually like, right, today I'm going to grow an arm, and tomorrow I'm going to grow an eye, and and then I'm going to grow the hair. Like, that's not how birthing works, right? It's about creating the space for the baby to grow healthily, and it's not about like how we actually make the baby grow. It's about the environment that we create for that to happen, and trusting that if we just create the right conditions, that the baby will grow, right? We don't have to do anything. It will do it on its own. Nature will do it on its own. We just have to create the right conditions. And I really feel like right now, especially in Virgo season, it is all about creating the right conditions, right? Virgo rules the 6th house, which is about our health, our habits, our day-to-day routines, like, you know, what we eat, how we take care of ourselves, self-care, right? So much about self-care right now. And I love, like, this is here. So even though it's not Virgo's card, like, it really feels like there's a synergy there. We've also got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about pausing, about surrendering, about not rushing on to the next thing, like just hanging out, you know, look at that, just tune into the energy of that card. He's just waiting, and he's not concerned, he's not worried, like, oh no, if I'm not doing, if I'm not pushing, if I'm not striving, that things are going to fall apart, right? It's like, no, like, it's okay to take a step back, it's okay to go inward. And sometimes that energy can be really lovely, like you can really enjoy that space, but sometimes it can feel scary. And that's who I'm really speaking to. If you're struggling with that space, that kind of void, that as though nothing is kind of happening, but actually like a lot is happening, we just have to create the space for it. I know I've said that like 100 times, but it's so worth saying, because newness wants to come in. Ace of Swords, you know, new ideas, new inspiration. It's not like there's no wands here, there's no going, there's no action. It's like all about creating space, trusting the feminine way, not having to always be pushing, and just knowing that that's completely okay. I think that's really the thing, and that you're not alone if you're struggling with that. It's completely like there is something going on right now, and there is a collective feeling of just like exhaustion, and we need to go back to ourselves, back to those self-care like practices. I saw something else today that was, someone else was talking about exhaustion again, like it's just showing up everywhere. So please do take care of yourself. And yeah, if you're feeling any shame around it, I hope that this releases you from that, because it's not just you. It's not something you're doing wrong. It's not some failure on your part. I think that's really the thing I want people to take away, is that it's not that. It's collective. It's safe. It's not going to fall apart. I'll leave you with that. I think that's everything that needs to be said today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if that resonated for you. And I know that was a little bit different to usual, but it just felt like that was the true thing, because last night when I sat down to do this video, and I was just like, it's not it. This isn't it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but it isn't it. And then it was very much like, tell them the truth, tell them the truth. And this is my truth right now. And this is, I think, where we're at. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.